This is exactly how David Stern should be greeted with his final first-round pick. Here's the commissioner.
Today, David Stern took the podium in what would be his last of 30 NBA drafts as commissioner. His final selection event was billed as an evening where he would be the star and not the young men who waited to be called by an NBA franchise. The first selection belonged to the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they selected UNLV freshman Anthony Bennett. The 6'8" small forward was a first-team All-NCAA and the first Canadian-born player to be drafted number 1. Many are comparing him to UNLV's last number 1 pick, Larry Johnson. The highlight of the evening was the Celtics bidding farewell to the Big Three era. Danny Ainge has decided to undertake another reconstruction project similar to the one he undertook 10 years ago. Doc Rivers, gone to the LA Clippers. Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce, gone here to Brooklyn and the Brooklyn Nets. Butler's Brad Stevens will be at the helm, and there's a 50-50 chance that his new best player, Rajon Rondo, will be some other city's treasure. Free agency is underway, folks, and the carousel is just beginning to turn. It's live from the Barclays Center. I'm Keiron Bigby for WCSB Sports. Good afternoon, and welcome to In the City. I'm your host, Keiron Bigby. Pete Chapman is a youthful, energetic filmmaker that has been compared to fellow NYU alum Shelton Jackson Lee, also known as Spike. For the past 20 years, this Tisch School of the Arts graduate has produced, written, and directed numerous works that have been screened all over the world, including Sundance. He has worked with A-listers, Zoe Saldana of Avatar fame, Kerry Washington of Scandal, and Emmy Award winner Andre Braugher. I got an opportunity to sit down with the new wave in American cinema. So, Mr. Chapman, everyone has a story to tell. What's yours?
Well, it took me a little bit of time to figure it out, but I've realized that I'm most interested in telling stories about the pursuit of the American dream. You know, there's something about the conflict, the drama, and even the intrigue in what makes a certain person choose their path. And then, you know, the detours, the bumps in the road, and how people manage to get back up after being kicked down.
Okay, those young souls and young spirits that have tried to get their piece of the American dream, you had 2 of those stars work with you early in their careers as well as in yours, Zoe Saldana and Kerry Washington. Did you foresee such meteoric success?
You know, I mean, I can't say that I saw the specific trajectory, but I always say that I'm not surprised by it. I've seen, you know, the same work ethic, the same talent, commitment to greatness that they had when I worked with Kerry in 1999 and when I worked with Zoe in 2005. Now, I just know that everybody else is seeing it.
What's next for Pete Chapman?
Up next, you know, we're working on a heist film. I have a project that I co-wrote that won at the Tribeca Film Institute called Free 99 that we're currently raising money for. Literally today I have a phone call with a line producer to find out what the budget's going to be. I want to keep it under $1 million just because the less money you need to raise, the sooner you're probably going to have it.
What's the best way to support your project?
Right now, I would say they should just follow me, you know, Pete Chapman on Twitter or 77 Images. Our website is d7i.co, no m.co. And, you know, kind of stay tuned and see what we're up to. You know, get in the mix, sign up for the email blast, and trust me, in a few months' time, we'll be asking for support with some very well thought out, interesting, entertaining, and, you know, the way that I like to view it is every project should be something that the world, you envision the world being a better place because you've introduced it and shared it. And, you know, that's the kind of stuff that we want people to support us with. So stay tuned.
Understood. Pete, thank you very much for joining us. Your star is looking to rise just as well. Thank you again. I'm Keiron Bigby, and this is another edition of In the City.